This is us after all. Maybe we will never fall. Give it a chance, find your faith, make it dance. Open up to me now. Tell me what you're thinking. Let me in, let me find your heart once again. Gotta wait on her now. Gotta see it through her eyes. She knows it's everything. Unpredictable, unpredictable love.
Oh, it might help if I put myself back on. Can you hear me? There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I'm not a very smart man, apparently. So, welcome to the Sloppy Syndicate Show. It's a pleasure to have you on, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, yeah, just coming on the scene in 2021 with Part of Me. That was your first song, and based out of Lebanon, PA. So, what kind of pursued, and we'll get a little deeper into this into the show. What made you or not produce, but what made you pursue a career in music at such a late age?
That's a good question. I think honestly, I spent a lot of my life just doing what I was what I thought was the right thing to be doing. And I think it's better late than never kind of thing scenario.
Absolutely.
I got very fortunate to be, how it all started, and then kind of, where it's taking, where it's going, at a late age. But it's very interesting, how things are just playing out in general. But that's really, it's just things kind of worked out, for me just to start doing this, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So it's hard to really kind of even explain in particular, the go ahead for it. But I mean, this is just kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah, and you partnered up with the new song "Unpredictable Love." You partnered up with Radium Records when that was released, so that's a huge step. And man, I get the vibes with this song. I mean, it should be in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning. I think it's season 3
awesome.
where they're skating around the roller rink and holding hands, and
Yeah.
kind of like that date night type of deal. It would fit perfect with that scene. So that's what I envision when I listen to the song and I start bebopping and getting into it. So there's one line in there that kind of caught my ear, and it says, "Grew up," and kind of. Oh no, where's it at? This is us after all. Maybe we will never fall. So is that referring to love, or what is that referring to?
It's referring to like just the situation of, for me, it was particular about a woman that I'm currently in a relationship with now. But it was that the situation then was, you didn't know kind of what the ins and outs was going to be. So as if you're, if you were going to fall, if you weren't going to fall, in particular, if you were, fall short of it making it work, or fall short just in general, you know what I mean, was kind of what we were hinting towards.
Okay. And fits perfect. Unfortunately, I don't have that problem. I seem to run them off pretty quickly. So no, I'm just, no love for me. But yeah, when I do find it, they run pretty quickly. So I don't have to, I don't have time to make a song about it. So, so growing up in Lebanon, is that where you grew up, or is that where you currently reside?
Yeah, so it's actually pronounced Lebanon.
Okay.
Yeah, Lebanon. It's funny. It's or if you're a local, they call it Lebanon. But no, I'm actually from the West Coast. I was born in Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
Then we moved out here when I was 4, and we've been here ever since. So it's kind of, this has been my stomping grounds for a long time. But yeah, I mean, it's just a small town, really. We have some bigger cities around us, for Pennsylvania, such as like Harrisburg and Reading and whatnot, York and those. So those are big areas. Lebanon's just kind of a no man place, really.
All right. And what do you think growing up, and it's out in the open, that you grew up in, a lifestyle that really didn't let you express yourself or kind of, follow your passion.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, touch base on that and kind of let us know, um, how that affected you and how that pushed you even further and even harder to pursue, making the music that you make.
Yeah, yeah. So I grew up in a really strong religious family, in an organization. I was pretty knee deep in it for a while. And for a long time I had some worries about how my life was actually leading, the people I was surrounding myself with, how genuine everyone was. And I during this process, believe it or not, I lost a lot of people. I mean, when I decided I didn't want to do it anymore, it was kind of like, everyone decided to pull back, which is expected, if you grow up in this. And so I knew that was going to happen. And the next step for me was trying to figure out where, what was going to happen for me in general. Where was I going to go? What was going to be the next thing for me. And so when I got involved, or I should say, when I got away from everything, that's kind of when I started to really be able to find myself. I think that was kind of the biggest thing. For years, I wasn't, when you're kind of just, you're in robot mode doing the same thing every week, you really lose touch of who you are. And that's really what happened. I lost touch with who I was. And music was kind of a thing that was bringing me back out, to what I really wanted to do with myself, and how, and who I wanted to surround myself with. So that was another thing. During this process, I had to, there was just a big changeover just within friends and with people that you can easily find out who were the ones who were going to stick by your side. And there was a few that did stick by my side, even when I left, the organization. And a lot, I was able to, gain better friends. I feel, unfortunately, you hate to say it like that, but, people that genuinely love you and care about you, and want what's best for you. That was kind of like one of the biggest things for me, was because, getting into the industry and doing music, you needed to have a good support system behind you. You needed to have people supporting you and pushing you to go further.
Absolutely, and that's in general, who's in your corner, who's rooting for you, and who's rooting against you, and
Yep.
you always want to have the right people in your corner. So I
Yep.
find that's kind of an intriguing story to me. Pursuing your passion now, a little bit later in life, we could say,
Yep.
where I was kind of a little shithead kid, and I was in Sunday school and Wednesday night, non-denominational, and just kind of I don't want to say grew away from it, but
Yeah.
I grew. Uh, we don't talk about religion or
Well,
politics
yeah.
on
I
the
mean,
show,
yeah. I know what you
but
mean, though. I know what you mean. Yeah.
you kind of you
Yeah.
learn to express yourself and you kind of blossom
Sure.
and grow into your own person. Um,
Yeah.
so I was very fortunate. I wasn't as strict growing up, so I was doing a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't have been doing or hearing or listening to when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it's made me who I am. Um, some
Yeah.
may love it, some may hate it, but hey, I'm white trash Donnie, dang it. So the trailer's rocking, don't come knocking.
And for me, like, I don't have any bad blood from my past, and like I still care about the people that were once in my life. And I just, it's like, if as individuals we find what we want to do with ourselves, we should never be shamed in it. You know what I mean? Like, and unfortunately, that's what religion does in general, is it shames you. It shames you because you're not living the life they want you to live or doing the things they want you to do. So once you break away from all that and you mentally break away from that, and you realize, you know what, you're content with yourself, you're content with your life, and you want to do good for for yourself and for your family, whatever, then you got to just roll with that. You know what I mean? Like you have to, and it's hard to even like, it's easy to say now, but like really that was my hardest thing to do, is because I was in a dark spot for a long time, because I just thought, I thought I could offer nothing and do nothing. And music really, I think, was more of a saving grace for me than anything.
And I think a lot of us would agree with that. Music helps us cope. Music gets us through the tough times. And man, I don't know where I would be without music. Hell, I probably wouldn't be here. I know that
Yeah.
much. But
Yeah.
we as humans are ever evolving and ever changing, and
Yep.
we go through mental struggles. We go, it's
Yep.
life. We go through the phases, and sometimes you get stagnant. Heck, there's times I get stagnant, with work, and I'm just like, I'm there, and I'm like, why the hell am I even here? I'm
Yeah.
just like going through the motions type of deal.
Yep.
And I think we all get stuck in that phase, and then you really got to find something that you love and enjoy and that you're really passionate about, such as music for me, and obviously music for you. That's how we've come together on the Sloppy Syndicate show. And yeah, so music is definitely my passion. Not as talented as the folks that I have on the show, but I do slap a little guitar here and there. I'm not very good at it. You probably,
That's
would
so.
never be
That's all
signing
right.
me, but
Hey, that's fine. I think anybody that's involved in music at all, I think it's a wonderful thing. Like I love, being with artists. Like when I got into this, like what's funny is you think you might have it all figured out for the most part. Like, okay, yeah, I could do this, and that. Boy, I was humbled from day one, to be honest with you, because working with producers now, people that know way more about music than I do. Bradley Dennison, who's just been a huge inspiration, has been more like a big brother at this point for me. We're just like I think he's just a year older than me, and he's just so musically smart, and has helped take a lot of my songs that I'm putting out now, to another level in general. And like you have to humble yourself in this. Like it's either you do that or you don't work with these people.
right.
That's what it comes down to. And it's like there's some artists that are like, well, no, I want it this way, and that's just the way it needs to be. And now I laugh at that because I'm thinking, man, I can never be like that at this point, because I'm like, without these guys, like my sound wouldn't be where it's at, or starting to get to. And like so, I'm very humbled by having such a great team of people to help me with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, there's so much behind the scenes that people don't see, people don't understand, that actually goes into making music. Once I started diving a little bit deeper, I was like, damn, they do all this for one song,
Yeah.
So you know how it is being an artist, and
Yep.
people on the
A lot
outside
of work.
looking in, you don't think there's, oh, I'm just standing, I get up there and I sing. It's a lot
Yeah.
more than that. So
Those engineers have their work cut out. That's for sure.
so releasing Part of Me in 2021, and now Unpredictable Love here in April. Is this leading up to an EP or an album? What do we have coming in the future?
Well, we have a next single coming out here soon. And then, well, actually, we have two singles starting to roll out. And I think are both pretty good. Now, what's nice about this next one is that we're kind of getting into a little bit more grittier version of what I do. I grew up more of in a harder setting of music. Like I was a huge Tool fan, and big into like Christian rock bands as well, like Red, and obviously your traditional rock like Metallica and stuff like that. So I have a rockier edge to me. So yeah, I didn't want to take away. I didn't want to get away from the sound that I was doing. So this next one is going to have a little bit more edge to it. Um, and it could be a solid direction that we kind of maybe we just start growing with. I don't know, but um, that's kind of what's in the works right now. So we're excited to release that here in the next couple months.
Yeah, and the vocals are great, and you have that deep, raspy voice, in the vocals, which you don't get a ton of, So I really appreciate. I like the raspiness in the voice. Um,
Thank you.
just
Yeah.
some people may not like it, but that's a perfect
Yeah,
personal
I get a
preference
mix
for
of
me.
both, but
But I just, yeah, and I'm glad you said Tool. I love Tool.
yes.
Big Tool fan.
Mhm.
Sublime. Yeah, all the bands I shouldn't have been listening to at 12 and 13. Maybe that's why I'm so twisted. But anyway, yeah.
Hey man, it's good
So
music now. I love it.
So we've got 2 songs coming up. Any hint at when they will be released?
I think this next one we want to try to get out. Ooh, maybe late July, early August, if not late August at the most. I want to do these 2 more singles, and then I think the next conversation is going to be we are going to do an EP. So that was kind of in the works as well. I've been going out to Hollywood for these releases, and I will be going back out for this next one. So we have a guest drummer on this one, which is funny because I'm actually a drummer myself, but I don't want to drum on my own track. I wanted this drummer to be on it, so I'm excited to have him on board too. He has a pretty nice resume.
Travis Barker.
Yeah, I wish,
Right.
man. Wouldn't that be great? No, this is a good guy. I don't want to name drop quite yet, but yeah, it's he's definitely he'll definitely be in the credits for it. I think because he's a good artist too. He's a good musician, and he owns a studio in Hollywood, and like most of those artists do, anyways. But we were able to do Unpredictable Love in his studio.
Nice. Okay.
Which is Secondhand Studios. And it's a wonderful place. So, I mean, I want to be able to go back out there. And what I really want to do is do the full length EP out there if we can,
That'd be sweet. Yeah.
But, that's the plan, just trying to juggle everything through. I'm a new artist. Not many people know who I am. And I'm starting to, people are starting to, hear songs, and that's great, but it's, how it is. It's just a game of, there's a lot of us out there. And so
a game of chess, and who's going to king me,
Yeah. But either way, I'm having fun with it,
right? And that's all that matters.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
And, following a passion and staying true to yourself and producing music at the same time.
Yeah.
And folks, if you're hockey fans, do not look at the score. If you are a Lightning fan, it's 4-0.
Oh, yes. There we go. I'm an Avs fan. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right, folks. The show's ending now. It's a pleasure having you on the show. No, but yeah. So I'm a Tampa fan, being in Orlando.
Oh, are you really? Oh, are you from Tampa? Are you in Tampa?
Well, I'm in Orlando. Originally from Michigan, so I'm a Detroit Red Wing fan. I have Red Wing sleeve and Detroit sleeve.
Shit.
But yeah, we've haven't been so good the last few years. So Tampa's my second team.
Yeah.
And we want that 3-peat this year, but
I know,
actually giving it to us this game. So yeah. Not looking good. So,
yeah.
But hey, Avs haven't won in forever. So,
it's been forever.
We'll let you have
I was
one.
cheering for Tampa, though. I was cheering. Like, listen, if Tampa was the other one going to go again, I would probably cheer for them again. But yeah, I was really happy to see the Avs get this far. Honestly, they're both fast teams. They're very fast teams. And Tampa has a quick offense for sure. So it's fun to watch. Watch hockey at a speed like that is because I've been playing hockey my whole life. And
oh, nice. I grew up playing hockey.
Yeah. So I played ice hockey, and I still do occasionally. It's been kind of put on the back burner, but I'm a goaltender, but I do love to play when I can. And so in general, I have a love for hockey. At the finals, whoever it is, I just kind of got lucky this year that it was.
I don't, half the time I don't really care who's playing. I'll watch. It's hockey, So McKinnon, the way McKinnon, he gets that puck sometimes, and he just skates it right up the ice, like nobody can touch him.
It's insane.
Yeah, and they just go back and forth. They're both. It's a good. So, folks, go watch the hockey.
Yeah, go watch hockey.
Right? So, because that's what we'll be doing after we get off the show. Here is watching the hockey game, and I may drown my sorrows because we are, like I said, we are zeroed. We're getting blanked right now, so not a good start. But so hockey fans, music fans.
Yep.
So if you could, kind of what, we talked a little bit about Tool, but what band, what song, really put it into you that you're like, man, I really want to pursue music. This is what I want to do. There's that one song or that one artist. And, for me, man, it'd probably be Korn.
Okay.
So,
yeah, this is going to be funny. So when I was younger, I my first concert was a Beach Boys concert, and it was at a stadium, and then ever since then, those moments, because I got to meet them in the back, like
Oh, nice. Okay.
get some of my dad's records signed and a couple photos. Back then, obviously, it was the pictures, so you had to go get it developed. We didn't have the phones to snap it at
Right.
the time, so it was such just a memorable moment for me, in music in general. And you know um on top of that, I was really growing into being a drummer, because I started drumming when I was 11. And all these things, all these pieces of music were starting to come together. On top of that, I really grew up into this Euro pop stage with like the Pet Shop Boys, and the Psychedelic Furs, and The Cure, and Depeche Mode. These are bands that I adore now and that I love, and I just absolutely always love those sounds that they created. The big choruses, catchy melodies. And I think when I got to the point where I wanted to start writing, I was a little bit torn, because I did love the rock era. I did love my hard rock, and all the metal bands, and Coheed and Cambria, and stuff like that. Like, I loved all that sound, but I think what I wanted to write was more of that 80s sound, but bring it to a modern time, like what it could sound like if it was released now, type
Right,
of
like
thing.
new age, kind of,
Yeah,
pop punk. And yeah, I mean, your songs are very melodic, and have the up tempo, the upbeat. So yeah, I see what you're saying. You bring it
yeah,
all into that, and a new age. I don't know what you want to call it, but there's so many subgenres out there
yeah,
now,
new wave even,
right?
yeah.
But folks,
Yeah,
definitely check him out, Kevin Whitaker. You can find him on IG,
thank you.
all the major platforms. Where can we support you as an artist? Do you have merch? Do you have anything
Yes, I
else that we
do. I
can
have a I
support?
do have a I do have merch, and I'm trying to update my merch even better, try to get better stuff. But I do have some hats and shirts there. It's if you go to my Spotify, um or if you go to kevinwhitakermusic.store, I should pop right up right there as well. And I think anybody if they really dig what I do, I hope they follow. I am planning on playing more shows here soon. I got a phone call the other day from a big venue in Philly that I never submitted anything to, and it was like out of left field. They asked me to come play, and so I'm really excited for that. And that's if I'm in your area and you're seeing this and you want to come out and support me, please do.
Yeah, and I like to throw it out there, and it's kind of mind boggling. So one shirt, you purchase one shirt from an artist, it's almost equivalent to 6,500 streams on the streaming platform. So a
Yes,
T-shirt, a CD, anything that band or artist has to offer goes a lot further than just streaming their music. So I know
yes,
it's easy nowadays; we just hit play on Spotify or Apple Music, but
yeah,
I like the old school. I collect the vinyls and old school stuff just for the nostalgia factor, which is making a cool comeback. Honestly, I actually
yes,
went to
yes,
a record day, and this store has been around for forever, Park Avenue, and they did like a RSR record day, which they do every year. And like I walked in, and I've never seen the place so busy. I mean, there was just tons
it's
of people
crazy
going
now.
through vinyls, and I used to, I mean, probably because it was RSR day, but typically I can go in and just kind of browse and take my time and find like the
Yeah,
the ones you can't really find. But today was more like hurry up and get it, and try to get out because it was full. So I did get a pretty gnarly Marilyn Manson Personal Jesus from 2004,
yeah,
um,
okay, okay,
unopened. So that
yeah.
was pretty cool. I was kind of stoked for that.
You
I
know, it's
probably
funny because CDs are making like I was at a show the one week, and there's people still selling CDs, and I'm like, I don't even use a CD. And then somebody said to me, like they just made like a very valid point, which I just did not think about, was it's just they said that yes, we don't use CDs, but it's just a piece of something that you can have.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're just buying a piece of something. I'm thinking, I guess I didn't think about it like that. Like that's a good idea. So
Yeah, like when I was younger, like we were like, oh yeah, we got a new CD. We'd rip it open, read the credits,
yeah,
and look at the little pamphlet, and it's a
yep,
whole experience. So, um, that this day and age kind of lacks unless they go get a CD or vinyl and kind of reminisce on what we
yeah,
had as kids. So maybe that's why I'm stuck on it. It kind of takes me back to childhood, and
yeah.
man, I don't know how many times I wanted to throw that damn Walkman out the window.
Ah,
But yeah, I still, every now and then I just like, I don't know, it's nice to just sit down, throw a
yeah.
CD in or throw a vinyl on and just sit there and listen to some, takes you back. I don't know
Man,
what it is,
times
but
have changed, haven't
right.
they? It's unbelievable. It really is. Now we
Yeah.
just stream everything.
Right. And I remember MP3 players when I was in high school, and that was like the coolest thing ever. They were so expensive when they first came out, so obviously I didn't have one. But
Yeah.
just seeing them, you had this little thing that you could put all your music in, and like
Yep.
you look back and it's like, man, technology has advanced so far and so quick. You're like, man,
You,
it's like digital
used
era
to have
all over.
20,000 songs on their thing. And I'm like, man, I don't even know 20,000 songs.
Right? And LimeWire, and you're burning
LimeWire,
CDs and like,
yes.
selling them to your friends for $3 at school or,
Uh,
some lunch money. Yeah, the good old days. Now you can't do that. So,
the industry's changed so much that like it is it's an online game now. It's a social media game. It's getting people, they want to see videos, they want to see promos, they want to see new stuff. They also want releases. And the biggest thing is, like, people are asked why my catalog of music wasn't like bigger, and I said because we're just picky about what we're releasing right now. We want to try to release decent songs, so that we don't scare anybody away before we can get them in, at the table. So yeah, but
yeah, it's
it's a
always good to
different
have
world now, man.
two great songs instead of 20 okay songs. So,
Yeah,
yeah, and it's
I appreciate that. Thank you.
it's this day and age it's hard to keep attention, and I'm guilty of it myself. My attention span is next to nothing, so you literally have maybe 10-15 seconds to catch their attention. And you're right about the online and the Instagram. Everything is online promotion and promoting yourself, and
Yeah,
having the right team behind you. And I'm still trying to figure out the algorithm. I want to bang my head on the wall so many times because I'm like,
yeah,
all
I don't
right,
know either.
best time to post is this, and then I like you don't get any hits, but it tells you it's the best time. So I'm just like, I give up on the algorithm.
Yeah,
So
it's all weird. Everything's
so
weird with.
but yes, so it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I know you're a
Thank you
busy
so much.
man.
Thank you very much.
And we'll get you on the show here in the future.
I
And
would love to.
much success to come for you, especially after Unpredictable Love. So, folks, go check Kevin Whitaker out. You can find him on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Check out the lyric videos, things like that. More songs to come, as he said. And any final departing words from you, Kevin?
No, I just appreciate everybody's love and support, and I think that means the most to me out of all this. So, I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And I always end my show this way. Folks, it is okay not to feel okay, and you do matter. So if you ever have any issues, call 1-800-273-8255. Text go to 741-741 or reach out to a loved one. And remember, you matter. So until next time, the next episode, folks, remember, keep it sloppy, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.